Hello, I want to review a little bit from Unit 2 in how to use the calculator and also Desmos, since we're going to have to use Desmos a little bit more moving forward. So first, the combinations and permutations, since that's a little bit easier. With the calculator, we know we can just press the button. In terms of, if you have an older operating system, you're going to have to go larger number first. So if we look at the problem here in blue, how many ways we can choose 6 out of 11 students to set up the classroom. So we will go to the calculator, larger number first, so 11, then press math, go to probability, and choose the correct one. Since the order does not matter, we'll choose the combination and then the smaller number. There's our answer. If the order does matter, and it's a permutation. So we want to select the president, vice president, and treasurer from 10 students. So 3 positions, 10 students. Once again, larger number first, math, probability, choose the correct option, 2 in this case, and then the smaller number. So if we are using Desmos to do the exact same thing, and hopefully you have Desmos on your screens already. I'll delete all this stuff. Using Desmos, if you go to the bottom where it says function, and the appropriate one is stats, now you can do either combination or permutation. If you do the combination, you're going to do larger number, comma, smaller number. If it's a permutation, same thing, function, make sure you're doing stats to the permutation, larger number, comma, you can type it, or use the keyboard, press enter, notice we get the same values. So using the calculator, again, larger number, math, slide over to probability, smaller number, and using Desmos, hit the appropriate button, larger number, comma, smaller number. Alright, now let's take a look at some probability problems. So if we have a basketball player that makes 5 out of 6 of his free throws, assuming the free throws are independent events, we want the probability that he makes exactly 3 of his next 4. So remember, those are the binomial PDFs because it's an exact amount. So using the calculator, we go second bars and find the binomial PDF, which is alpha A. We'll put in the trials, which in this case is 4. Probability 5 out of 6. And the number of successes we are looking for in this case was 3. And we'll get our answer. If we had to use Desmos, we are going to press functions, go to distribution, and do binomial distribution. So it's asking for the number of trials, which was 4, and the probability of success, which was 5 divided by 6. And notice on your graph, you have 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if you press the little wrench here, you can turn the y-axis off and change the x-axis to 0 to 10. And I like to turn the grid off just to make it easier to look, easier to see. You can leave this on. So if I click on each one, it'll tell me the value. So since I wanted the number of successes to be 3, if I click on 3, there's my answer. Okay. I wanted to know a separate one. If I clicked on 2, it would tell me that value. So if we compare that, notice it round to 3 decimal places using Desmos. Okay. So again, second bars, find the binomial PDF because it says exactly if you're using the calculator. And if you're using Desmos, function, distribution, and then go to binomial distribution. Okay. So now let's look at if we have an example where it's at most and not exactly. Remember, that's going to be a binomial CDF for cumulative. So in your calculators, second bars, find the binomial CDF. The number of trials is still going to be 4. Probability is still going to be 5 out of 6. And since we want at most 3, that x value is still going to be 3. And we get our answer. Therefore, we're going to use Desmos to do the exact same thing. We already have the information entered, and you see this little box for cumulative. So if we click on it, we're going to start at 0, and we want at most 3, so we'll put 3 in for the max, and it gives us a value. Excuse me. So there you have it using the calculator and Desmos. If you have any questions, I will go back through some of the worksheets we've already done. You can use that to practice since you already have the answers, and or feel free to shoot me an email. I would like for you to complete the practice Google form that's going to be sent out. So again, if you have any questions, just shoot me an email. Thanks.